Welcome to another episode of Courageous Conversations with Dr. Crystal. And today I decided to pop on and talk about something that has been on the mind and in sessions with several clients, something that I've been working through personally, and also some things that I have found are resonating with family members and loved ones. And that's the ability to find joy and happiness in our current situation. So when we think of happiness, it's not just a state or a positive mood. It is being content with your soul, feeling as though you have a good life, feeling as though there's deep contentment and joy within you. And so one of the things that I have been noticing is that since the pandemic, it has been harder to find that sense of peace and joy. And I really believe the truth is that it, being the pandemic, actually revealed how many of us don't have joy and peace and contentment in our life. We have been on a hamster wheel of success and progress, motivation and moving forward and getting things done. So much so that we have forgotten the essence and the importance of why we do the things we do. And that's to bring us joy. And so I've been wondering, how is it that so many high-performing, high-functioning individuals are feeling depleted and sad and incompetent and unsuccessful in lives and careers where they have hit the jackpot, where they, according to everyone else's standards, are living the good life. But according to their standards, they're just making it through the day. And I think one of the things that facilitates this feeling of not enough, not competent enough, not good enough, is social media. And I know this is social media, so forgive me. But what I mean is those times we mindlessly scroll, looking at others' successes and adventures and purchases and lifestyles, and feel lack. And feel as though for one reason or another, we're not measuring up. We're not getting the job done. And then we start beating ourselves up. We start obsessing and ruminating about what we didn't do, and if we hadn't made that misstep, and if we hadn't taken that journey, and if we hadn't gone down that path, things would have been better. And who knows? Things may have been better. But what I can guarantee you is that the thing that you're running from is still within you, and that's you. We have this innate desire to please others before ourselves. And so it's often very common to look outwardly to see how others are performing and start measuring our successes by theirs, as opposed to looking inwardly and realizing how far we've come. Many of us, myself included, probably never dreamed of the life we have, good, bad, or otherwise. We never dreamed as little kids that we would have the successes and the joys that we now hold. But still, it doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like it's enough. And I want to say some of that comes from this idea that there is perfection, that there is a perfect life, that there's a perfect world for you And the truth is, the perfect world you want is the world you create, not the one that's happening around you. Whether it's time spent with a loved one or just yourself. Time where you sit around and realize the joys and the blessings and the happiness that are all around you. We can run from them or we can run toward them. We can look outwardly to decide exactly whose life is better and what we need to do to attain it. Or we can take a moment and realize the grace, the blessings, and the joys that we have in our own life. It's a dangerous thing to compare your successes to someone else's, because there will be those times when you surpass the mark and it is clear that you have met your goal. But more likely than not, there will also be those times when you feel you've fallen far from the mark, that you didn't do enough, that you haven't done enough, that you don't have enough to have the successful, eventful, and joyful life you desire. And I want to challenge you. When was the last time you took stock of the things in your life that you have done well? The things you've accomplished, big and small. The things that you look back on and can smile and say, yes, I did that. When was the last time that you took account, not of your flaws and mistakes and missteps, but of your joys and your successes? Of looking at the life that you have created and realize that you've done well. Maybe it's not the life you want right now, but it is the life you have. And I believe that until we can look at the life we have created right now and find some joy and pleasure, we'll never be able to create the life we want. It's a stepping stone. It's a building block. We have to create the life we want today and let tomorrow take care of itself. I like to think of the analogy of a diamond in the rough, finding it and polishing it and meticulously looking at the debris and the grit and the grime and just taking hours and hours and hours to shine it and polish it and refine it so that it becomes something that is beautiful and unique and yours. That's what I think about in this life's journey. The journey we need to use and to have to find success, to find joy. You get to polish your own diamond. You get to decide how long and how far and how much you need to do to look at your diamond and smile and say, well done. But I challenge you, until you can look at today and know that you have done the very best you can do, with all your mistakes, with all the missteps, with all the I wish I had, and if I only had, when we can look at where we are today and acknowledge how far we have come, soon we will be able to find joy and peace and contentment in the life that we've created. Don't be a slave to social media, comparing someone's well-crafted and well-curated moment that may have taken thousands of hours to the life you lead right now. It'll never measure up. Perfection does not exist. What exists is the joy and the peace and the blessings and the love that you are able to surround yourself with today. And yes, life may not be perfect. I completely understand that in more ways than I think anyone knows. But what I do know is that I'm not where I was yesterday, even though I'm not where I want to be tomorrow. And if all I have is today, that's enough. Perfect? Not by a long shot. Mine, my polished diamond life? Absolutely. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me how you're feeling. How are you finding joy and contentment right now in the gift that we have that is today? Thank you.